Hello guys, and welcome to today's video where I'm doing a standalone lesson on multiplying and dividing with fractions. So in the first section we'll be looking at multiplying fractions, and then in the second section we'll be looking at dividing fractions. And the first section is split up by multiplying fractions with whole numbers and then multiplying fractions with fractions, okay? Right guys, this video was recorded on Thursday the 22nd of July 2021, right? So multiplying fraction with whole numbers. So question 1, I've got 3/8 multiplied by 2. Now when I multiply a fraction by a whole number, all I do is just multiply the whole number by the numerator. So I'm going to have 3 times 2 and the 8 stays the same. So it's multiply the top number by the whole number. Okay, so multiply the numerator by the whole number of my fraction. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 out of 8, which I can simplify to 3/4 because they are both even numbers. So I can divide top and bottom by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 2 is my highest common factor of 6 and 8. Okay. So that's how we simplify fractions. So sometimes fractions will simplify, sometimes they will not always simplify. 1/5 times 3. Well, I've got 1 times 3 over 5. 1 times 3 is 3, so I've got 3/5 as my answer. Okay, question number 3, 1 1/4 times 3. Now there is multiple ways of working this out. If it was me, I'm going to change this to an improper fraction. So 1 1/4, well 1 is 4 out of 4 plus 1 out of 4. So I get 5 out of 4 times 3. Okay. So 5 out of 4 came from, so the 5 came from 4 times 1 add 1. 4 times 1 is 4, add 1 is 5. So 5/4 times 3. Now multiplying this, I'm going to get 5 times 3, which is 15. 15 out of 4, guys. And my answer here is an improper fraction, which I can write as a mixed number or a top-heavy fraction. Okay, so the top number is bigger than the bottom number, hence why it's called top-heavy or improper fraction. So the answer is bigger than 1. So how many 4s go into 15? 3, remainder 3. Okay, so 4 times 3 is 12, and 3 is 15. 1/3 times 4, I'm going to get 4/3, which is 1 and 1/3. Okay, 1 times 4 is 4, and then I keep the 3 in the bottom. Okay, so when I multiply a whole number by a fraction, is to multiply the numerator by the whole number and keep the denominator the same number. Okay, next one, multiplying fractions. What is 1/3 times 1/4? Now, when we multiply fractions by a fraction, all I do is multiply the numerators together and multiply the denominators together. So nice and easy. 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 4 is 12. So the answer becomes 1/12. Okay? So this is 1/4 of a rectangle. 1/4 times 1/3, okay, or 1/3 of 1/4 is 1/12. Okay, so we can see it here on the next slide that this is 1/3 of 1/4. Okay, so the previous slide actually showed us the quarter. So this is 1/3 of 1/4. Okay, so it's 1/12. Next one, we got 2/5 times 3/5. Now, all I do here is do 2 times 3 over 3 times 5. Now, there is like a little trick here that I can actually cancel before my final answer. I've got 3 on the top here and I've got 3 on the bottom, so I can cancel these 2 and I get 1 and 1. So essentially I get 2 times 1, which is 2, and then 1 times 5 is 5. So the answer is 6/15, as you'll see on the next slide, but it simplifies to 2/5. 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 5 is 15, but this simplifies to 2/5, because 3 is my highest common factor, guys. Okay? So here we go. So this is 2/3 of 3/5 of the rectangle, or 6/15 of the rectangle. 6/15 can simplify to 2/5 by dividing top and bottom by 3. Okay. So that is the mathematical way of doing it. Next one, feel free guys to pause the video here and have a go at these questions, and then press play if you're happy and if you're ready, okay? But I'm going to have a go at these questions. 1/5 times 3/7. Well, 1 times 3 is 3, and 5 times 7 is 35. So the answer becomes 3 out of 35, guys. Okay, the next one, 3/4 times 4/5. Well, 3 times 4 is 12, and 4 times 5 is 20. So I'm going to get 12 out of 20, which can simplify to dividing top and bottom by 4. I'm going to get 3/5. 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. Right guys, next few, 2/3 times 1/6. 2 times 1 is 2, 3 times 6 is 18. 2/18 simplifies to 1/9. Okay, dividing top and bottom by 2. The last one guys, 5/6 over times by 3/4. Well, 5 times 3 is 15, 6 times 4 is 24. Okay, and that can't be, oh no, it can, sorry, I apologise. Okay, dividing top and bottom by 3, I'm going to get 5/8. Okay, because if you imagine it here, I can cancel, so that would become 1, that would become 2. 2 times 4 is 8, and then 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, and then here, I can cancel this, I get 1 and 3 there, which is 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 3 is 9. And then here I can cancel the 4 and 4, and I just get 1 and 1. So that answer would be 3 times 1, which is 3, and then 1 times 5, which is 5. Right guys, okay, so the next section now is looking at dividing fractions. Now, when we divide fractions, okay, it is what I call the Kfc method. Okay, so it's keep the first fraction, flip the second, and change the division to a times. So when I do division of fractions, sorry, Kfc, not KCF, sorry. KFC, sorry. So a third divided by a half. Okay, so I keep the first fraction, I flip the second one, and then I change it to a times. So I'm going to get 1/3 multiplied by 2/1. Okay, so it's the reciprocal of this, which is 2/3. So the answer is 2/3. Okay. Next one, we've got a half divided by 2/5. Well, dividing by 2/5, so I'll keep half the same. Flip this second one, so I get 5/2, so it's the reciprocal of 2/5. Change it to a times. 1 times 5 is 5, and 2 times 2 is 4. So the answer is going to be 5/4 or 1 1/4. And this visual example will show you how to work it out. So it says 1 divided by 2, 1/2 divided by 2/5, the same as asking how many lots of 2/5 go into a half. Okay, we've got 2/5, a half, 2/5. So it fits in 5/4, okay? So there's my answer for that one. Right guys, last part now, okay? So feel free to pause the video and have a go at these questions and then press play when you're ready. Okay, so 1/5 divided by 3/7. So keep the first fraction the same, flip the second one, and then just times. 1 times 7 is 7, and 5 times 3 is 15. Next one, 3/4 divided by 4/5. So I keep the first fraction the same, flip the second one, and then I just times again. 3 times 5 is 15, 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, so that's my answer for that one, guys. And then last two examples for today's lesson. Okay, 2/3 divided by 1/6 was going to be 2/3 multiplied by 6/1. So I flip the second fraction and change it to a times. 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 1 is 3. 12 divided by 3 gives me 4. So the answer is just 4 wholes. Okay, so 4 wholes. And then lastly, I've got 5/6 divided by 3/4. We're working this out, keep the first fraction the same, flip the second fraction, and then change it to a times. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 out of 18 is 10 out of 9, which is 1 1/9. So that is my answer for this question. Okay, so I hope that actually made sense, guys, and feel free to comment below on on the questions that you got correct or ones that you weren't sure on. Okay, so yeah, let me know in the comment section about this. Okay. Right, guys, so just to summarize, so this is the last slide actually of the lesson today. Multiplying and dividing with fractions. When multiplying two fractions, multiply the numerators together and then divide the and then the denominators together. Simplify if possible. So just to summarize, A over B times C over D is going to be AC over BD. Okay, so that is all it is. Provided, of course, that B or D isn't 0, because I can't divide by 0. Okay, and then when we divide fractions, turn the second fraction upside down, change the division to a times, then follow the steps for multiplication. Example, 2/7 divided by 2/5. So keep 2/7 the same, flip 2/5, so find the reciprocal, which is 5/2, and then times my answer. 2 times 5 is 10, 7 times 2 is 14, 10/14 simplifies to 5/7. So that is my answer for this question. Okay, so I can cancel there and there. I get 1 and 1, cancel there and there. I get 1 and 1, which is going to be 5/7. Okay, so that is the video for today, guys. Okay, I hope it made sense. Any questions, any queries, then put it in the comment section. Please comment below here if you've got any topic requests for GCSE, Key Stage 3, Key Stage 2, Key Stage 1, or AS or A2 level maths or further maths. Okay, comment below and I'll do my best to make videos. Okay, thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.